Alrighty. Alright. Alright. Ready? Alright. Can you do this or can you actually stand still? Alright. Come on. What's up, everybody? Good morning, and welcome to another exciting episode of Late for the Party on Anchor FM. I am your host, Melodious, aka Coverboy, the Modern Marvel. This is going to be the Quickfire review. I got my little co-host right here, Bobby White, just chilling with me right now. Oh, that shit. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Let me put you down so I can actually get to this review, all right? I won't make a mess. I don't need your mama tripping on me either. There we go. All right. All right. So, what's up, you guys? Yep, this is the Quickfire review. We're going to get into Coming to America, the sequel, pretty much, of Coming to America, starring Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. Jesus. That's the thing about when you're busy and your phone calls are really going through while you're doing your thing here. But, pretty much what we're going to talk about, we're going to give into a review, pretty much. I must say that this film, in general, I feel is a bit... I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great, you know? I mean, it's big shoes to fill when it comes down to dealing with something like with Coming to America. I mean, it's probably one of the greatest comedies of all time, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, the thing is about having big shoes to fill, I mean, as long as it took to do this one and quiet as kept, I feel like it was kind of necessary. And I mean, they even make a crack about, you know, how movies get like a sequel or a sequel 30 years later to a movie they didn't ask for or anything, or for, like, you know, sometimes I'm a firm believer of, like, movies should just be left alone just to be left alone, you know what I'm saying? Especially, like, if there's a Coming to America, then there doesn't need to be another one. It pretty much ended the way it needed to end, you know? Sometimes it's better that way to actually just keep it in the way to where it's actually done and finished. So, but when I say it's a good movie, I mean, it's an okay movie. I mean, it's not as funny as you would think. Like, honestly, I mean, it didn't, like, make me laugh like going to watch the original. You know what I'm saying? Like I could sit there and watch the original on regular television and it'd still be funny. You know, like, the beats never stop, you know. But for this, it's kind of like, I mean, I watched it once. I mean, am I going to watch it again? I mean, not really. And that's kind of the disappointing part about it. I mean, I could take some good things about it. You know, Eddie Murphy reprising the role as Hakeem. I like Wesley Snipes being this, like, general / dictator, which was a good thing. I mean, which was pretty cool because, you know, like, what's the neighboring countries around Zamunda like is just Zamunda's its own place. What's the people next door like, you know? So that was actually cool to see that they actually included that in expanding like just how the Coming to America universe really is. I did have a problem with the whole bastard son thing because, honestly, I think what made the story about the original Coming to America was the story itself. You know, like how Hakeem didn't want to go with the traditions that Zamunda was actually going with his father, and how Zamunda was actually, you know, how Zamunda men treated women, and honestly is just how he felt, how Hakeem felt about it. That's probably one of the best parts. I mean, not only that the comedy was great, but the story was great, and I feel that the story in um, Coming to America too. I mean, it's kind of like a copy and paste, but just flip it on the, but just reverse it and just flip it on his head and just have his son. Which honestly, it's like, okay, you have a bastard son, and it's like, was it really necessary to really have a bastard son? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Like, I would have liked it better if it was the fact that, okay, one of the daughters, like, if you were going to make the daughter the ruler of Zamunda, then you should have just did it that way. And honestly, it's like your father was going against the traditions of it, but you're now the king, and now you have the option and the ability to do that. And if it was going to come down to it the way it was anyway, I mean, hell, I mean, that would have made sense for her to go to. That would have made sense for her to go to Zamunda and like leave Zamunda and do it that way. If you were going to do it in reverse, but then my thing is, it shouldn't even have been that way anyway. Like, I like the story of the fact that him trying to connect with his daughter because she wants to be the ruler, and he can't, because that would have been a greater story to tell than just him having a bastard son. I mean, because then that makes Hakeem look nasty, even though it was pretty much Semi trying to set him up. And I mean, sometimes it's just like, it's the unnecessary factors that kind of get in the way of a lot of things. I mean, the son, Lavelle, was like, I mean, it was kind of flat and everything. And man, I must say, like, the daughters seem more strong, like, portrayed a better role than the actual son did. And I mean, and that's saying a lot. I think the movie did kind of revolve a little too much around other star power to really, like, it could have held its own with the original cast and with the story that they could have really, really rolled on, rather than just cameo appearance after cameo appearance after cameo appearance. I mean, don't get me wrong. Coming to America had its cameos and it had its star power, but it didn't like solely rely on it, because they were relying more on the story itself. So, I feel that I think that was the thing that was lacking. And considering the fact that, like, when you're thinking about comedies nowadays, just with how the demographic and how, like, looks at comedy as like a no now, like, you can't say something funny and make fun of something without being ostracized or being portrayed as chauvinistic or or anything like that. It kind of takes away the fact that you can't really be that funny either. Like, it's almost like honestly, the movie does make fun of itself in some aspects, like with like Arsenio Hall's character with the preacher. Like we already knew he was sleazy in the beginning of the first one, when he's sitting there talking about there's a God somewhere. It's like, come on now. He's literally a preacher is literally telling the girls to turn around so all the people in the audience could see their ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we already got the idea that he was already a pig from jump, but nowadays in modern times, it is like, they have to specifically tell you that this guy is a creepy preacher or a creepy pig. And it's just kind of like, okay, do we have to like really explain that he is what we already knew he was? And it And sadly enough, it does take away the funny away from the characters itself. And honestly, I feel it kind of it deteriorates. I mean, stuff like that deteriorates comedy in general because it's like you're literally trying to make people laugh while you're in handcuffs, and it's kind of like you can only say things that it's something that George Carlin said before. It's like in a special, he was like, nowadays, like, you could talk about the president's golf game, but you can't talk about the president's putts, you know? And it's like now, instead of just, like, you can't talk about, like, certain things, now it's almost like you can't damn near talk about everything. And I feel like that alone can mess up, like, comedies in general. Like if Coming to America came out, the first one came out like right now, would it really get away with the stuff that it's said, or anything like that now? I don't know. I mean, it's a different time. It's different outlooks and like how people feel about. I mean, I think today's people are a little too fucking soft. So I mean, honestly, it's like, if you can't even laugh about something that would genuinely make you laugh without somebody being offended, it's like, okay, I'm fat. So, okay, I'm still able to get around. So it's like, I'm not rolling down the street or anything, but that's my thing. If somebody's if it's like a direct thing to me, it's a different story. But if it's not directly at me and I'm just in my feelings because somebody said something about fat people, I mean, okay, but I'm not in that category. You're not talking about me directly. But see, if I'm feeling some kind of way, so now I got to stop you from making some kind of money because I'm feeling some kind of way, then I don't need to hear your shit. I don't need to read that book or hear your shit. I mean, I have that option. I'm not going to sit here and stop you from making your money. No. That's like me, tripping about skinny people. Like if I say all skinny people look like coke whores, you know what I'm saying? I mean, is that the case? No. I mean, some of them, but not all of them. But, I mean, but that's my whole thing. But it's just like, when it comes down to dealing with certain things with like certain shows and like, but even with Coming to America, I see that the stuff that they were doing was being hindered to a certain extent. So, whoo, man, that's all I got to say about that. But honestly, I feel like with my review on it, and I'm giving this movie, I'm giving it a 7 because it was good, but I just felt that it wasn't great. It's right in between. I mean, I would say I give it a 6.5. But I mean, honestly, it was. It was still a good movie. But will I watch it again? Probably not. I mean, was it better than Wonder Woman 1984? Oh, absolutely. Shit, anything could be better than that. I mean, damn. I mean, if I saw that in the movie theater, I would have walked the hell out. I mean, at least with this, I sat down through I sat down through the entire movie. And there's a lot of other things too. I feel like, there's some characters that like Arsenio and Eddie Murphy were playing that should have been dead. Okay, like the barbershop dudes, they should have been deader than fried chicken. Okay, and the preacher dude should have been there either if you really think about it. And the cameo, if anybody who hasn't seen the movie, the resurgence of Randy Watson, the singer. That, oh my god, I love that dude. I need to get that damn t-shirt though. Randy Watson Tour 1988. Oh my God, I need to find that. I saw that at Walmart, but I need to go online and actually see if I could get that shirt. Oh my God, that shit is so classic. Oh man. Oh man. But either way, honestly, I'm gonna give this movie at least a 6.5, a 6.8. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great. I mean, there's a lot of things that was unnecessary that didn't have to be in the movie. Like it was too much of a music video. Um, there was too much of a music video. They were holding on to way too much star power to like carry other than like focusing on the story within itself. And I think like some of the stuff they added on to the story could have been taken away a little bit. So, but either way, it was still enjoyable. I'm not gonna knock. So, but yeah, I gave it a 6.8. You know, and that's being mad generous. So, yeah. Well, that's just about this Quickfire review. So, either way, like I said, this is the Quickfire review on Late for the Party on Anchor FM, you guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the podcast, and support the YouTube channel. I get those shits in reverse, but you guys know what I mean. The links will be in the description once I upload everything to my social media. Also, you can check out all the cool merch and the t-shirts on teespring.com at the Late for the Party store. So, I am your host, Melodious, aka Coverboy, the Modern Marvel. Also, I have my little co-host, Bobby White, on the side of me, chilling, having his lunch. So either way, if you're going to be late for the party, turn it up to 11.